Greetings, my name is Jonathan Helmke. I am the business librarian for the College of Business. I'll be helping with the ACC 343 class you're attending in terms of tax research. And so today I want to talk about real briefly is about, I call it the get an A with less stress. If you notice on the screen here that this is a Word document, a PDF actually I'll send to your instructor to post it on D2L so you have this too. We're going to use this as a way to kind of go through the various points I want to make in terms of using RA Checkpoint. That's going to be your resource that you can use to find credible information. So number one is that in terms of tax research, you want to find, read, and integrate credible, relevant sources. And in the tax world, that means that we need to find information from the IRS code, cases, and so forth. And so make sure that in order to find those integrating and relevant resources, credible resources, that you use RA Checkpoint. So today what we're going to do is do a couple searches in Checkpoints. You can see how it's done through the different viewpoints. And then if you have questions, I'm going to give you my contact information if you have any questions as you're working through this. So the first thing you want to do is on point A is you want to identify the key issues. A lot of times when you get a case from your instructor, there will be multiple issues going with that, or they identify certain cases within the problem, or they identify the code possibly in the case. So usually what I will do is I would write down some of those key issues, those key words, and also I would write down, for example, if there's a case mentioned or IRS code. So once I get that done, I kind of think about, okay, what are the issues? Maybe they mention the case, maybe they mention the IRS code. Then what I want to do is I want to look for primary sources. Okay, in the tax research, primary source is the IRS code, the cases, anything produced by the government. That's considered, or by the court system. So that is considered a primary source. Now, if you find things that, for example, are written about a case or written about an IRS code, those are called secondary resources. Those things are good to reference, but they're not going to be used in your report. You want to cite the primary source. That's the IRS code, that's the case, and so forth. When we're in Checkpoint, I'll identify what's a primary source and what's a secondary source. Now, how do I find these primary sources for tax research? You want to use RA Checkpoint. In terms of Googling and Wikipedia, it's not very efficient to use those items. You want to use a system kind of like RA Checkpoint that's easy to use. So what we're going to do is to use RA Checkpoint, you want to go to the library's website, and that is library.sfasu.edu. So once you get to the library's website, you want to click on Research. And here you'll find a list of our subjects and so forth, and you want to go to the right and go to the A to Z list. When you click on that, you get a list of all our databases, and just click on R for RIA, and then if you scroll down, you'll see a thing called RA Checkpoint. Now, if you are off campus, if you click on that link, it's going to prompt you for your MySFA credentials, and you just type in those things, and you'll get access to the database. If you're on campus, you won't get that login. So here, we're going to load RA Checkpoint here. Okay, this is one system that a lot of tax professionals use. There are a couple other ones out there, but this is the one that most people, most firms use to do research for those primary sources. Now, at the top, we'll kind of use these options later on. You also kind of have a site navigator and current view. Okay, that's kind of the different types of documents. We'll select all for now. Or you can say accounting and auditing, so you can select that one too, and now depending on what you're trying to look for. So what we're going to do here is do tax. So we get our tax screen here. Now what you want to do here is on the right-hand side, you'll see federal tax. If you go that way, it'll say search federal. They also have state and local tax. Also on the right, they have kind of my quick links for that too. So basically, for the area. Now, one strategy to really save you time and energy is the search feature. The search tools, okay, are based on keywords, and sometimes in our problem, we might not get those cases named. We're just going off keywords. So the first search we're going to do, go back to our document here, is we're going to browse by issue. Okay, we'll do that first. And so here is that, well, I don't really want to search keyword because it's like Google. You get too many results and too irrelevant results. So I have a case here that we're going to use. We are going to use here a case, Higgins versus Comm. It's Higgens versus Comm, C-O-M-M. Also, I got a part of a citation as part of my problem for the area 2. So that's the case we're going to look at. But we're going to do keyword first here. Okay? And so the case that we're going to use here for the case is, for example, here, Mark Spitz, the former case gold medalist. He was a swimmer, actually. And so we're going to look for keyword on that. But I just want to show you a couple quick things here. The first thing is that if you're doing a more browse by topic, you kind of know what the topic is, I would use a browse table of contents. So we'll click on browse here, and if you notice, you get kind of your checkpoint contents here. And so basically you can search by the code, by titles, and so forth. And so now this at the top here is a keyword search. So I like to use the browse. So I'll go under Federal Library. And then now one thing is you see federal source materials. That means your primary materials. And so if I do the link there, that is where your code is. Tax court, if it went to court, federal tax decisions, we consider those the primary source. That means the actual case, the actual code. Now the federal editorial materials, these are where people in the field who work for Checkpoint, that's their interpretation of the case or the code. Now sometimes it's good to use these, we call secondary sources, to get to the primary source. So if I don't know specifically the term that the primary source is using, I'll go to the editorial museums materials. So for example, let's say I use the United States Tax Reporter. I click on there, and I know I'm going to look for income level type of topic, so I click on income. Then I can browse through and say, well, I'm doing capital gains and losses. So I can click on the plus, and then I can get to that section, treatment of gains, there. And what it does, it gives me then the area there. And within that section then, I have these sections. So I can click on, okay, here are the regulations, okay, for section 202, for example, explanations. And so these are editorial, or what Checkpoint is talking about. So I can click on here, okay, and then this is saying this is the general rule, okay, for that too. And then what's neat about this is that they link to then the code section. So they're saying for any taxable year, a corporation has a net capital gain and any rate of tax imposed by section 11, 511, or A3B exceeds 35%, and so forth. So what that does then, okay, it links to that. And so if you noticed here, it links to other the related documents. Okay, so there's a lot of linking going. So if I click on the links, for example, it tells me that here's all the links, okay, in this explanation. Okay, or I can say, well, I want to look at, for example, the annotations. So give me the link in the annotations. Okay, so it'll link to all those things. Okay, the contents, the same thing here. I can browse through that. So for example, if I click on section 11, okay, it'll tell me here that I'm in section 11, the income tax in the U.S. Treasury here. So here I'm looking at, for example, tax imposed, exceptions, and so forth. And so basically here, what I'm doing here is I'm linking. So it'll open another window up. So let's look at 511. So you'll go here, the USTR here, and this is the actual primary source that the secondary source is reviewing. So in keywords, I like to use the browse here, and I can go back here, okay, and it'll tell me here the sections, okay, the tax reporter, okay, for that too, and then it'll link to that areas. So a lot of times they will link then to those areas. And so basically here, you can use the editorials to get to the primary source for that too. So if I go back to the Federal Library, then I can go in the source materials and then go into, for example, the code. I can go into the internal code, and then I can see, okay, state and gift taxes, for example. I can click on that, and I can browse them by, and sometimes it's a little bit faster than the keyword searches. And so I would use these types of materials then to get to, for example, the keyword aspect. So I'm going to go back to the tax reporter here, go under the gift estate, and go under the gift tax, say germination, the position of tax, okay, and then I can see, okay, where are the regulations, the community reports, so I click on regulations, okay, for that too. So basically here, then they link then to those sections then. So here's the track regulations. So that's the browse here. And so you can browse the table of contents that way. And a lot of times I'll start with the Federal Library, just to recap here, and then go under the federal source if I want to look for a case, if I'm looking for IRS publication, if I'm looking for a code, or I'll use the editorial to get more of an idea it's in a little more plain language, and then go back and making sure I understand those sections that are in the source materials. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is finding a case in Checkpoint. So I'm going to go back here, and if you go under the top part here, go under search here, you can do a search by federal, state, local, and then you have pensions and so forth. And so what we're going to do is we're going to search a federal case here. And we can find it because I'm given a citation actually. So I can click on find by citation, for example, and I can do a code search. I can do, this is find a code, but we want to look for cases. So we're going to click on cases here. Okay, and I can search by case name, or if I have some other citation information, I can put that in here. And so what we're going to do here is I do have here a citation here where I can put in the name. So let's type in here Higgins. Okay, and then the versus, now that's a V period, and then so basically I can type in here the name there. Oh, so we gotta look, go back to search and see what is we need to do. Okay, it looks like maybe we need to change something. And so let's just do Higgins here and search. But that's not really the right one that we're looking for. So let's go back here. Okay, we'll go back to the search here. Higgins here. And so, okay, so now we got to do a little more searching here for that. And so let's see here. What we could do is, let's type in here Higgins here. And what we're going to do is actually use here. Now if you search for Higgins here, if you notice it has the V period, but this is not the right Higgins, okay, that we're looking for. So what we're going to do is go back here, okay, and yeah, we still want to use the federal tax reports. So now we got to kind of search here, and now let's do, we have another information here. We have a volume number actually, 312, okay, and then actually it gave us a US. And then let's type in here Higgins. Okay. And so, oops, spelled there. Okay, they found 24 here. So let's see what we have here. So I'm looking for the Higgins. And actually, I have another one is here that, oh, I do have something from 1941. Okay, here we go. This is 1941 according to my sheet here. And so 61 Supreme Court. And let's keep looking here. Okay, 41 there, and so we'll kind of keep looking. I'm looking for here the 312 here, so I'll do a find 312. there, but we'll kind of look. It's a 1941 case here. And I'm going to look at this one here. Here we go. And so that tells me, oh, it did find it in the 312. So here's the case. This is Higgins versus Commissioner. So that's what the COMM means, the revenue. So I'll go back to our research, and this is where they found the 312 at, for example, and it was the 212. So that means it's in one of the federal courts. Okay. And so this went all the way up to the Supreme Court for that too. So usually the U.S. here for that too. So this is the Supreme Court ruling here. Let's look here. Okay, number 253, 1941. Date decided was happened in the month. Rehearing denied, March 3rd. And so here they link to then related proceedings, means the actual cases itself. So we can click on the green, and this will tell me, okay, here is the original, okay, cite as, okay, code, okay, I click on here, and this gives me, you kind of go back to the same thing here. And so what the case does is that you're looking at is Higgins was actually spelled wrong in my research problem. And actually it's Higgins here, and Commissioner versus of Internal Revenue. And so sometimes you have misspellings like that for that too. So here the 312, the problem is actually 212 is the answer for that in terms of the problem. So that's how you find a case. I'll go back to the search results here. We can go back here. We'll go back to the search here. So you can type in here. Okay. I can type in 714 here. Then that goes straight to the case. So the more information you have, the better you have in terms of getting the information that you need. And so basically here then for that too, and then down here you noticed it has facts opinion is in these documents here. So I'll go back to your search results, search. So you can use a combination of both the case name and the citation. We'll do another one here. You also can do tax memos. So for example, let's say you get a tax memo, you have a part of a name, it was a tax memo with 2001 in it. So what I can do here is I can type in TC memo 2001, and I can put the name in here of Diego Drywall. More information you can put in here, the better. That's what's given to me here. And then that will go right to the case. And so that's how you find cases by citation. That if you have a certain section of a case name, you can type that in. Now, if you're in those, for example, in the table of contents, and if you're in the Federal Library and you're looking at the source materials, for example, or even the second editorials, a lot of times they'll cite cases and link it for there too. So let's go back to the search here. And so the search area, you can also search the primary and search the editorial, and that's your secondary one. So what we'll do is, let's say we have a code. We want to find out, what, for example, the code. So I can select the Internal Revenue Code here. Now in this case I do have a citation. So instead of doing a keyword search and selecting that, I can do a find by citation. And the code here, for example, is 7463. Oops, 7463. And we'll put a B here. It's part of that. Search. And then that goes to that particular section here. And this has to do with the problem of, can a tax court small case decision be treated as a precedent for other cases? And so section B talks about finality of decisions. It talks about precedent. And so basically you can type in the code, okay, the code if you get that, and then there's another case. So here, you can link, if you need a little more description, you can link to the federal coordinator, okay, that deals with that, and it'll do the links here dealing with those areas that are linked. So basically here then we can type it in a code for that too. And so here we can look at various options for searching by case. So we'll review here. We can search by federal, state, local. We'll click on federal. That's most areas you're going to do. Then you can select your primary source. Remember, that's the documents that you want to use in your reports. But if you need help in terms of maybe point to it, you can use the editorials in terms of to link back to your primary source, or you can link by citation. Okay, you can type in by cases, IRS publications. You can do that, but also you can search by those areas. The date range search is where you can search by keyword in the cases by date. And the same thing for the rulings. You can search by date and keywords and certain types of rulings. So you can search by date. So if you have a kind of range 1941, for example, in our case, we can also search for that. So to recap is use your table of contents to browse. If you're looking by keyword, I would do a search last. If you have a search, I would do a very specific search. If you have a code number or a case name or whatever ruling name, you can also do that too. So basically, I'm going to go back here and do a couple quick things here. I'm going to just do a table of contents here. I'm going to go to Federal Library. I'll look for my source. Look at the code here. Look at the code. I'll look at the current code. Maybe I'm looking about employment taxes. I'll do, if I'm researching about collection of at source, withholding from ranges. Then they have the sections there, so I'll do income tax, collect at source. Now if you notice, you have these buttons here, so you can print, you can export it into a Word document and so forth. You can email, you can save to a folder within the system. You also can open a document with window, select text, and so forth. So my suggestion is that you email the documents. That way you have one place where you can house your documents. So when you write your report or your letter, whatever you're writing, you can do that. So you can save it as a Word document, PDF, and so then you can just send your sections that you need. That way you have everything in your email for that area too. So basically RA is simple in terms of navigation, but the only thing is you got to make sure you think of your keywords and that you are efficient by using the table of contents and using the search tools wisely. So that is concerning RIA. Checkpoint, where you'll use to research cases, topics, rulings, whatever information that you have to search. So the next thing we're going to talk about is shepherdizing. So I'll go back to my list here. We talked about the key issues using Checkpoint. Number 2 here is how to use LexisNexis, how to shepherdize court cases. What we mean by shepardizing is we want to see if other cases have cited our case. And we're going to use our Higgins versus the commissioner there as an example here. So to get to LexisNexis, we'll need to go back to the library's webpage here. And remember, we stopped at here the list of databases. We're going to click on L, and we'll click on LexisNexis here. And what we're going to do is we're going to look up the case first, the case that we want to shepherdize. So here, now this one you can search by a citation. You can also search by party or by topic. And so we knew that we knew the citation. So we'll do US here. It was 714 was the number there. Now I could use Higgins there versus commissioner if I wanted to search by parties. And we'll click on go here. And let's look here. Here we go. Here is, the one, Higgins versus Commissioner, Supreme Court, U.S. here. And so basically here, we're going to click on that. And here's our case here. That's the opinion here. Prior history, for example. And so source order, cite as, view search details. You can search for that. So in this case, we look at this, and you see this little A there? If I hover over that, if I click on the A, this is what we call shepardizing. We say, okay, here's the shepherd's summary. So when I go down here, it tells you here the history, the citing references. We call the prior history. Now, it looks like then these cases down here cited the Higgins case. So we have citing decisions here. These are the ones that actually have cited the Higgins. Now this may be important because these cases, these rulings by the IRS or the Michigan Court of Appeals, for example, might trump, the original decision by Higgins. Okay, and so here gives you then the original case, where it started, where it went to next, where it went to next. So it shows you the pattern. Okay. For that too, and then it was superseded by statute. Shows you that these cases overturn what they were trying to do here. So superseded. So the shepardizing is really good to know. Am I correct in my interpretation when I read the Higgins versus Commissioner, for example? Okay, that the topic that it's been not overturned by other cases. Okay, and here then they can look for that too. So depending on your case, you can shepherdize by using that A there to see, okay, who has cited that case, but also has the case been, what's kind of the pattern of the case, along with, for example, is there other cases we need to look at that might be more current and might more in that area. So that's shepardizing. Last thing here in terms of to get help. So my main thing is that you can set an appointment with me anytime through the SFA email system. You can make an appointment with me on my calendar. I have instructions here how to get to that. Also, I call John's 1/2 hour rule. If you in a group get stuck, just send me a quick email. Don't spend more than 1/2 hour on a topic. I'm here for you to help with that. You can email me anytime if you want to meet. Also, the ARC is a real good place for writing feedback if you need to on your reports and so forth. So I'm a resource here to help with your tax documents and reports using Checkpoint RA or Shepherdizing through LexisNexis. You can ask me anytime about any questions. Again, this is Jonathan Helmke. My email is helmkej@sfasu.edu. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions,